Hey, how you doing? Welcome to another chapter of Comments from the Peanut Gallery. What have we been doing? We've been getting ready for the things to come. Some of the getting ready is behind me, over here. And some of the getting ready is right here. but getting ready for the things to come has kind of been permeating everything that we're doing around here. Some of it shows up in timbers, stuff for buildings. Some of it shows up in what? Oh, the stuff we're surrounded with at the moment. It's amazing. This King virus thing, COVID-19. King virus, it's the King virus. We're surrounded. It's really odd. We're surrounded by those who would be king. And it shows up sometimes in the most weirdest ways. You go, really? It shows up here? Oh, well, I have heard, even from this platform, where people stand there, and I have heard it said exactly as I'm going to repeat it to you. They would say, and I have heard them say, I'm involved in a thing that we call ministry. What you're involved in is secular. But I'm involved in this thing called ministry. Oh, help us all. I like absolute truth. Absolute truth is amazing. And you say, what's absolute truth? Jesus said stuff. When Jesus said it, I think I would call that absolute truth. He said, the things that I have done shall you do also. And who was he speaking to? Disciples, students of the word, his disciples, of which at the time when he walked on this planet, he had thousands and thousands and thousands of disciples, lots of them. Not just 12, help us all. Absolute truth. The things that I have done shall you do also, and even greater things than these shall you do, because why? I go unto my Father, which made this other absolute truth that he spoke of. Oh, you notice the thing behind me? I finished the roof. You see the roof up there? There, the roof. And the little, with the sawmill thing coming out, so I can get stuff in there that is 30 feet long. The biggest timber we cut, I showed you earlier, 18 inches by 18 inches and 30 feet long. White pine, beautiful, massively beautiful timber for a roof. That's coming up. But the absolute truth, the first thing that Jesus spoke to a human, that's recorded to a human on this planet after he was raised from the dead, after he totally defeated the devil, stomped the living tar out of him, totally defeated him, made him nothing but, what? Nothing but a mouth. He's got nothing but a mouth. All he's got is the ability to lie. He uses words, okay? The first words he uttered on the planet after he was raised from the dead, and he said, of all things, to a woman, Mary Magdalene, Mary from Magdala. Magdala is the town on the easternmost point of the Sea of Galilee. That's where she was from, Magdala. She was a Magdalene, and they had so many Marys around her, they identified her Mary Magdala, from Magdala. All right, so what did he say to her? He said, go tell my brethren that they go before me into Galilee, and there shall they see me. Okay? Why is that amazing? He didn't say, go tell my slaves, my loyal subjects, my whatever. He could have used all. Well, he couldn't have, because that wasn't true. That wasn't his mission. His mission was totally, completely accomplished, where when he said, the things that I have done shall you do also, it was now a realistic possibility for every born of God person, because he made the new birth possible, doable. Whosoever will, let him come. Whosoever calls on the name of the Lord shall be saved. He made all of this amazing stuff possible in this absolute truth. Whatever you do in word or deed, whatever you do in word or deed, do it all in the name of the Lord. Is that possible? To cut wood, firewood. Oh, we're taking the slabs and we're turning them into firewood. End of the world stash. Hopefully we don't need it as the end of the world stash and we can just sell it as firewood. Meeting the needs of those around. Whatever you do in word or deed. The ministry of Jesus on this earth is astronomically huge. Huge. We are ministers of the Most High God. What does that mean? What is a minister? To serve someone else, to minister to the needs, to serve someone else. I know if you look it up in the dictionary, in Webster's, it will say the one in control. Now, when it's used in the Word of God, in the place where you get absolute truth from, it's the one who meets the need of somebody else. Now, the ministry of Jesus on this earth is huge. And this monster that we're facing, this King Virus 19. I was reading something this morning. I thought it was really funny. I was reading from Revelation chapter 19. And I thought, this is describing, and this, everything that's written in that book has either happened, fulfilled, completed, or will happen. I like reading the King James Version, personally. It doesn't have the opinions of man, or there's very limited opinions of man added to it. See, like this, what I'm saying to you, is my opinion. Comments from the peanut gallery. Oh, here's more stuff we've gotten to get ready. See all this stuff there? Oh, more stuff. We got building going on, stuff, making things, timber frame stuff. If you're going to make a timber frame something, it's going to take stuff to do it with. So we've been cutting stuff. So this chapter 19, I thought, it's describing what happens to this monster that tries to be king of the world. King of the world. He's trying to be king of the world. In chapter 19 of Revelation, it describes what happens to him and his followers. Him and his followers, those who would be king of the world. Counterfeit, fake, phony, illicit, immoral, illegal. I thought it was very fitting to... Oh, look at that. There's a trail here on the ground. I think we have otters around here. And when they walk, they got a funny trail that it makes with their tail. I think an otter came along here. Anyhow, those who would be king of the world is described their future in Revelation chapter 19. But you know what it takes? He said, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. That's the name written on this, how is it described? On his vesture, king, and written on his thigh, like he's got on his robe, or on his, whatever he is wearing, but on his hip it says King of Kings and Lord of Lords, and across, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Well, who is he talking about? His disciples. Right now he's got, on this planet, he's got billions of disciples, at least 1 billion, maybe more, maybe 2 billion, billion with a B. What it takes is for us just to understand the scope of his ministry, Ethical capitalism is what we describe as a method of it working. Oh, in the Declaration of Independence here in the United States, it says, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights. Okay. You could say, they couldn't put it in there because they were not forcing a belief system on anybody, okay? Not forced. It has to be voluntary. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that through the new birth, all men are created equal. When Jesus said, go tell my brethren, there is no, even from his position as captain of the host, he is not lording it over those around. That is so wild. It is like the most amazing statement of all time. Go tell my brethren. Well, you know what? I'm telling. You know what? Enjoy the journey. Well, what else is there? Enjoy the journey. And if you can dream it, you can do it. Take your place, do your part, understand the scope of the ministry, all of life, and all of godliness. It's not some moronic moment on Sunday morning, 1 hour a week. It's whatever you do in word or deed. You know, the stupidity, the ignorance that's out there is going to have to get flushed down the toilet. And the poison that is emanating from certain places, you know, rat poison is like 98% corn. And we take these little blocks that are in a box that mice can get into. They can get into that little box and go in there and get the poison. And we set them around in places we don't want mice to be. You know, different buildings where, you know, where stuff is stored and things. We don't want mice in there getting in and chewing on wires and stuff and being bad. So we put these little blocks with poison in them that's 98% corn, and we set them there to take care of the mice. Yeah, we take care of the mice. Don't. I am very cautious where and who and what I listen to, and a lot of filtering going on and a lot of stuff that going, you know what? Those that would stand there and say, this is the ministry and I'm it, you know, watch out for the poison. There is a poison out there, a king virus. Chapter 19, Revelation, describes those who entertain the king virus. You would hold on to that? You know, very specifically, right near that statement is another one where he says, come out of her, my people, lest she be partaker of her sins and receive of her plagues. No? Those that are entertaining the king virus, they need to let it go. They really do. And be pressed to meet the needs of those around, for each of us to take our place and do our part. If you can dream it, you can do it, and enjoy the journey as you go.